Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Laureli Shimayo. This is the MeWe Awakening panel for energizing body, mind, heart, and soul. We have events throughout the Northwest and online, and clearly this is one of our online events. This is the first time ever that we're having a training panel. We've been having panels online since the start of the pandemic. We've been running these events in person for 6 or so years before then, and we hadn't ever done one of them online. We've been doing fairs online for 2.5 years, a good year before the pandemic, but this is the first year we've been doing these panels. We've had so much success doing these panels. I can't remember now how many. I counted last year, and we've done, I think, over 40 panels in a year since we've been running them. So really exciting, great format. We've loved all being together. It's a way that practitioners come together and answer questions from the audience. It's a way that it's great value for you. You get to hear answers from several practitioners, and it's a great low price, usually lower than doing a whole session with a practitioner. So great value. And it's thrilling today that we can support practitioners who are opening to new modalities, opening to their gifts for the first time, or just haven't been on stage in a format like this for sharing their gifts, to step into that and to do that together as a group. So Susy and I are going to be here backing them up, and then we've got 7 practitioners on the panel tonight. So the way the event's going to work is, let's see, so the practitioners that are answering questions tonight, they'll go through and share their a couple of minutes introducing themselves. And the theme tonight, we usually have a theme for our panels, but not tonight. Tonight's theme is anything and everything. We will take questions on anything. We really do on any panel, but there's often a theme and we have more focus on that. Really, anything is open tonight. So the practitioners will share about themselves. Susy and I will share a little bit about us. And Susy and I are discovering how we're going to be jumping in and supporting everyone tonight. And we're just it's an experiment, right? We all get to learn and discover together. We're all doing something new this evening. So we'll all share about ourselves and be sharing essentially about the theme as we talk about our work. And then we'll be taking questions from the audience. We've got a couple people in line. There's some information in the chat on how to pay if you'd like to ask a question. It's $4 to $8 sliding scale. So it's 8 to 12 sliding scale, depending on whether you can support others or you want support yourself. And then it's $4 for BIPOC. You can pay by PayPal or Venmo, or I can run it on Square on my phone. Just reach out to me in the chat and let me know, and we'll connect by phone. And so usually when you ask a question, you'll get feedback from several practitioners on the panel. If there's someone in particular that you want to hear from, we can start with that person or make sure that you definitely have time with that person. It's all up to you. But usually you hear from several people on the panel. And there's something else I was going to say. When you pay for a question, if you could message in the chat and let me know that you've paid, that would be great. And I'll make sure you get in line. So we're going for an hour and a half tonight. So we have less time than we usually do to answer questions, but I think we've got enough time and it's going to be great. All right. And I'll put the information, the basic information in the chat again. So let's see. So Melissa, are you good going first again for your introduction? We didn't.
Definitely.
Okay. So
yeah.
does anyone want to volunteer to go second? I want to give you all an opportunity to choose. Okay, Jess next. Okay, great. And then I'll just go in the order here. So Gio, you'll be third. Okay, so Melissa and then Jess. All right, and I'm just going to do speaker view right now. So in terms of my screen, you'll be on speaker in the front for the recording. All right, go ahead, Melissa. Tell us about who you are and what you offer.
Thank you. Okay, so my name is Melissa Scafidi. I'm the owner of New Age Goddess, and I'm a Reiki Master Practitioner, Akashic Records reader. I also host meditation sessions, and I do host workshops on various metaphysical topics. I'm also the host of a podcast, Confessions of a New Age Goddess, where we talk about all things metaphysical. I do some solo episodes. I also have guests on the podcast, other practitioners who are attuned in various modalities. So it's a lot of fun. And I'm very excited to be here on my first panel, first time panelist, long time supporter, and we're going to have fun tonight. Can't wait. Thank you.
You're welcome. I just want to offer you, if you want to say a little bit more, you've got more time. So it's totally up to you.
Ooh, also, okay, yes. Another thing I want to talk a little bit about is just with all of my services, they're called services for a reason, right? I'm here to serve over helping, because I feel like when we use the word service, we're also empowering the client. And I'm really just here to be a conduit with energy healing, with the records reading, whatever it may be. And I remove my ego as much as I possibly can when I do a service for somebody, because I want to make sure that I'm just here as a guide and that they're really healing themselves, and I'm here to give them the tools and resources and clarity that they need to do that. So that's a big believer that I have, just from a practitioner standpoint. And yeah, I feel like that really benefits my clients a whole lot when I go in there with that mindset.
That's great. Thanks so much, Melissa. All right, Jess, you're next.
Hey everyone, and welcome. I'm Jess. So I was a caregiver from an early age, and I teach people about brain change and how to interact better and care for people better. From a young age, I could sense passed on loved ones and other beings, at times some direct communication. I've had messages and visits and dreams, and many other experiences. So I really enjoy tarot and using cards, and I'm curious to see sort of what comes up or doesn't. So thanks for the opportunity, and look forward to connecting with some of you.
Great. And it's just an opportunity. You have more time if you want to share a little bit more about you, your background, or anything like that. Totally optional.
Thanks, Lorelei. I'll pass though.
Okay, cool. All right, Gio. Let's see. So Gio's going to be next, and let me tell them who's coming. So we'll have Gio, and then Lori, then Marian, Julia, and Kat. So Gio.
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Gio Lundgren, and I am an intuitive marriage and family therapist. My background is in psychology. I also have a law degree from Cornell, which I've never really used, but I did pass the bar. And then later on, I got a master's in marriage and family therapy. That's been my calling. I've been a therapist for the past 10 years. The things I do in normal therapy is I specialize in communication issues. Marriage and family therapy is basically connection between two people, any kind of two people, and any kind of issue between people. So I do communication issues, resolving conflicts, and then also kind of just increasing happiness, personal growth, self-esteem, being a better person, being a happier person, which overlaps more with what we do here. I'm also an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur all my life. I've had all kinds of different businesses. And I started thinking about them all recently, and I made a list, which you can't see. And I started just thinking about like all the crazy things I've done. And I realized, light bulb, that I was always following intuition. I mean, absolutely crazy, like, oh, I should go do, and no matter how insane it was, I did it. And that's been my path to success on all of the many, many business ventures, has always been just like an idea, and then I just do it. One of those crazy things I did is work for Lorelei. She called me up one day. She's like, I need some help. I said, okay, I'll do it. I had no idea what it was. Absolutely no idea. So I've been working for Lorelei for the past 8 months. Usually I am way behind the scenes, making things happen from behind. But I've also been watching these panels and fairs and listening to the various practitioners and how they share and what they share. And I realized it resembles therapy in the tiniest way. It's healing messages, it's growth, it's supportive. And then I realized, okay, wait, I'm already a therapist, and oh, wait, I'm actually intuitive. And this has been, I guess, what we would all call sort of an awakening. Very recent, I might add, but I'm jumping in with both feet. And the intuitive skills I seem to have are clairvoyant and claircognizant. I just know things. And I figure if I can develop that better, I can definitely use that to help people. I mean, I have been using it for 10 years now, but I'm going to be refining it and finding ways to use it in this setting better. What?
I'm just watching with time, and just can you show us what are you doing?
So what I'm going to be doing, that was the final comment, is I've gotten a lot of Oracle decks recently, but this one seems great for this purpose. And I'm going to be pulling one card for the question asker, and then just seeing if that brings up something for them, and then contributing some wisdom that I might have in addition to what the card might have, and see where that goes. So Oracle inspired healing. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Gio. All right. I'm going to spotlight Lori, and she's going to be speaking through her phone. All right, go ahead, Lori. Oh, unmute your phone. I think it's *6.
Okay. All right.
Go ahead.
Gotcha. Oh. Okay. I'm Laureli, and I am a Holy Fire Reiki master teacher, and I also work with animals, which I like to do. So I've been doing this for like 2-3 years now, and I love it because I love helping everybody and animals. Yeah, that's about it.
Well, tell us a little bit more. So do you do Reiki on animals, or what other ways do you work with animals?
Yes, I do. I do the Reiki on animals. I have done long distance, and I have done hands-on with horses, long distance with horses, and hands-on with horses. I did long distance on dogs, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
Great. And so you work with people and with animals, right?
Yes.
Is it primarily your Reiki tonight, or what are the different tools that you're going to be using with people tonight?
I can do long distance, and long distance, because we probably won't have time to do a actual Reiki session. So, long distance is what I'm going to offer tonight.
Great. Thanks so much. All right, let's see. There's Spotlight. And so next we've got Marian, and then Julia, and then Kat. So Marian.
Good evening. My name's Marian, and I have a business that I call Free to Be Holy Me Ministry, and I do soul support. I got a real clear message some time ago that our greatest desire is for wholeness, and that that quest for that wholeness motivates all the efforts toward greater well-being and a richer life. And supporting the soul's desire for wholeness is what I enjoy doing. So with a session with me, you'll experience an open communication with your soul and your conscious mind, so that what's happening is, in the questions that you ask from your heart through the cards that I have that say, what if, and the rune stone that brings up kind of a hint as to what that is, then we get to how can we help? And there's lots of different ways that I do that. I have lots of different modalities with spiritual response therapy, which is a way to work with interpersonal relationships and working on your relationship with another person or your relationship with another part of yourself. So those are the mirrors that we work with. So that's what I'm offering tonight, is an intuitive assessment with the cards. You get to pick the cards, you get to pick the stones. It's going to be kind of trippy because I've never done this online before. I've done it before in person, but it's going to be fun because Spirit sort of told me, okay, ask them these questions, and when they tell you which, then you can go from there to pick their question out of your little deck here, and then 1 through 23, that'll get the stone, and then we'll go from there. So I'm offering a special tonight, $12 for 15 minutes, and that will be a donation to the MeWe for Laureli's for being able to have these panels. And that's what's happening for me tonight.
Great. Thanks so much, Marian.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. So next we've got, I gotta go back to my list. All right, Julia. All right, let's go ahead and, where are you?
Hi, everyone.
Do you wanna turn on your video for this part?
I'd rather not, if that's okay.
Okay, sure, that's okay.
My name is Julia, as Lorelei pointed out, and I do psychic readings. I am an empath. I'm actually a clairblended. So that's claircognizant, clear knowing, clairsentient, clear hearing, clairvoyant, clear seeing, and I say claircognizant. Shoot. Anyway, I'm 4 of them. I can't remember the other one, but it's all over the internet, that kind of intuitive stuff. But like I said, I do psychic readings and life purpose coaching. So different things. The 3 main things that people usually ask about are love and relationships, finance, and career. I specialize in love and relationships, but I can also help with finance and career if you would like to ask questions about that. I also am a vortex healer. I have taken through multi-frequency and Merlin's Jewel, but that's more of a book a session because that's 45 minutes long. The special is for psychic readings that's listed on the sheet. So thank you, everyone.
And Julia, I know it's just that's an aside thing, but did you want to tell people why your video camera's off so they understand?
Oh yeah, that's right. I've been blind since birth, so I have quite a bit of vulnerability about turning my camera on because I cannot see myself in it.
Great. So happy to have you here. I know you've been at some of our live events, just a little bit for part of the fair and things like that. And I'm great to start to include you in the live event and the online events too. So this is great.
Thanks.
All right. And then Kat.
Hi, I'm Kat. I'm offering intuitive heart readings and advisories. I am honored to be a contributor to an anthology. Our book is called Spiritual Awakenings, 8 Hard-Earned Stories of Personal Transformations, Spiritual Awakenings, and Soul Retrievals, which will be released December 3rd, 2021. And I use prayer and meditation, among other tools, to help listen through my heart and keep my spirit embodied. And so if you are interested in setting up a heart reading or advisory with me, as a special with the fair, I would ask that the session be by donation to support the Oglala Lakota Elder Unsi Rita Long Visitor Holy Dance, The Path, Grandmother Flor de Mayo's organization, and Sacred Fire Foundation. And that website where you could make that donation would be followthegoldenpath.networkforgood.com/projects/128377-finding-prayer-within-you. And if you'd like to get in touch with me after tonight, you can email me at friendingphoenix@gmail.com, FRIENDINGPHOENIX@gmail.com. And you can also check out more at friendingphoenix.blogspot.com, which is going to be launching July 1st of this year. And my phone number is 845-320-2646. Thank you so much. I'm really excited to play with our energy tonight. Thanks.
Great. Thanks so much, Kat. All right. And then Susie, share a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Susy Parker Goins of Blue Lightning Healing and Blue Lightning Healing Meditations. I've been doing these panels, gosh, for a year, and this is so exciting to bring new energy into it. I am a channel, so I bring divine through in whatever aspect is most resonant with you, so you can just have a conversation and establish a relationship with them. I also love looking at past lives. I'm an energy healer, so I do Reiki and body scans and teach you tools to help so that you can do this stuff on your own. I believe we all have these abilities, and this panel is playing that out for me. We all have these abilities, so we get to use them. I also have a podcast called Blue Lightning Healing Meditations. I upload Thursdays and Mondays, and I usually talk about something or an interview or whatever, and that's on Thursdays. And then Mondays, I do a meditation related to it. I'm also on Transformation Talk Radio. You can find me on the web at bluelightninghealing.com, or you can email me at Susy, SUSY, at bluelightninghealing.com to schedule an appointment, ask a question, to connect. I am so excited to be here and to hold space for these fabulous people and everybody here. So thanks. Yay.
And I'm Laureli Shimayo. I'm an intuitive eye reader and a body psychology coach. I'm thrilled to be here to help hold space tonight too. I help run all these MeWe events, and I have a special 40% off in the chat. I'd love to work with you. I'm available for a short complimentary session if you want to get a sense of who I am and what it would be like to work together and to learn a bit more about my work, as well as deeper sessions. Oh, let's get to the panel tonight. Right, so our anything and everything panel, very exciting. We have 3 or 4 questions in line. Perfect number for tonight. We'll probably get to about 4 questions. We have about an hour here. Before we get started, so keep in mind that this is recorded and it'll get posted up online. So if you want to work with us privately, we're all available to do work with you. So just keep that in mind. And if you start to ask a question, you ask a question and we go deeper than you want us to go in this format, or we start talking about topics that for us are related and you don't want us sharing about here, please let us know. We're here to honor you. So unmute and let us know, wave your hands where we can see, or write in the chat. We will change what we're doing so that it works to honor you. We believe that everyone's intuitive, and this is a great opportunity to open to your intuition, just as our panel members who have been attendees, right, have used the panels for as well over time. So something may come through for you, and you get an opportunity to see if that correlates with something that's shared by someone on the panel. And it doesn't mean that whatever comes through you isn't valid if no one shares it. Something may have come through you that's unique that no one shares. But it's a great opportunity to see if other people are picking up on the same sorts of things. If something does come through for you, you might want to write it down. They often don't last very long. And we request that you keep the attention up in the panel tonight. So please don't share. Please don't raise your hand or write in the chat or anything like that. Wait until after we're done answering that person's question. And then if you want, you can write them privately in chat and ask them if they'd like to hear what came through for you. Please honor whatever it is they share. Keep in mind they may be full after hearing answers from several people, and trust that it came through you for some reason. It might not be to share with them. All right, I think those are all the basics for getting ready to go, and the practitioners will be raising their hands to let me know when they're ready to answer a question. And I don't know if Olivia is here. I don't see anyone named Olivia, but if you are here, you're first. I'm thinking Olivia's not here yet. All right, so Anissa, you're actually the first one. Do you want to go first?
Sure, why not?
All right, great. So let's see, I'm just going to pin. I'm going to start, well, maybe we'll pin. Maybe we'll just let ourselves float. Okay, go ahead. All right, what is your question?
Thank you so much, everyone. I'm so excited for you all to be here tonight. My question is, right now, one of my dear cats, he's not doing very well, very near end of his life. And of course, I'm struggling with it, but I want to try my best to be taking care of myself better. About a year ago, another one of my cats passed away, and I really crumbled horribly after that and invested a lot of time and emotional turmoil in that. I'm hoping to not do that as strongly this time around. So if there's any wisdom or insight related to him or related to me that you can come up with or whatnot, it would be much appreciated. Thank you.
All right, great. All right. So practitioners, do you have something you want to share? I know Lori does Reiki. So and Lori, so we haven't talked exactly about how yours is going to work. If you're wanting to do Reiki, I guess probably just we'll have you come in early and check in with the person that asked the question. That way you can start while we're answering, if that format works. So you let me, Lori, know what works for you, but that's what I'm wondering about. Yeah, so practitioners, anyone have something to share with Anissa? All right.
Yeah, that would work.
So that works for you, Lori. So Lori, did you want to check in with Anissa or ask her something first, and then we can?
Yeah.
So Lori, are you wanting to work with Anissa or work with her cat, or what would you like to do?
I can work with her. I can send her some Reiki and if she wants.
So Anissa, what would you like?
That'd be okay. Is there anything I need to be doing, or can I just sit and soak it up?
No, you can just sit and just, just be open to it.
Thank you.
And I'll send it to you, okay?
Wonderful.
All right.
Okay, great, Lori, thanks. So then we'll go to some answers. We've got Melissa and then Jess and then Julia. So go ahead, Melissa.
Yeah, Anissa, right away I got the word growth for you. And that came in very strongly. And it was just kind of this whole notion of everything that you gained from having that experience with the cat. Just use that now. Use that now. I think sometimes we pick up on things and we get certain messages or we learn certain lessons, but we don't always put them into action. And I just feel like you have all of these like things at your disposal, but it's like they're covered up so you don't see them all the time. And then it's kind of like when you do spring cleaning, then when you start doing your spring cleaning and you go into the back of your closet, you're like, oh, I have these really cute pair of shoes that I could be wearing right now, but I'm not wearing them because I forgot I have them. It's like you have all of this stuff hidden, but you don't see it every day. So you forget about it and you're just looking at the stuff kind of in the front of your closet. So I was getting that analogy for you, but it was just, you got all this growth from this past relationship. You've already been through this. You've already been through it. So you have a cat that's sick now. You've already went through the whole process of having one that passed. So this, you've done it already. You already did it. And it's kind of like, I think it's happening again. Sometimes that happens just to solidify things or to see how much you have grown because you already did it the first time. And now let's compare the two. Let's compare to two. Where is this new Anissa versus the past Anissa? So I don't know. I just see this as like a new level. You've just leveled up. I hope that helps.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Great, thanks. Thanks, Melissa. All right, next we've got Jess and then Julia and then Kat. Go ahead, Jess.
Hey, Anissa. So the first message that I have for you, I can practice my story of physical well-being and joyfulness. So I can practice that without feeling like that's so, but I can work with that. Now, the next thing, and Laureli, I might ask you to spotlight me for Anissa. So I pulled some cards for you and I was guided to go to my Playful Heart Tarot. And so take a look at the first card. This is the Strength card. Now, I have a good friend who was having also an issue with her cat, some health issues with her cat. And I got the Strength card for her too. And of course, that it's got a cat in it, a lion, a big cat, but just notice the energy in this card and the love. Now, the next one I think is more about the imagery than the meaning of the card. So taking a look at those beings up in the sky. So do you believe that we are spiritual beings in physical?
Yep.
Do you believe that's so for our pets as well?
Yep.
Yeah. And so we have some beings up there in the sky, and then take a look at the next card that came out. And this isn't a cat deck. Honest to goodness, it's not a cat deck. There are cats in it though, obviously. And so this is the World card. So this to me is the idea of what it's like in spirit for cats. And then the final card, the Lovers.
Oh.
And so do you have your phone?
Yeah.
Go ahead and take a picture if you would
Oh,
like.
what a smart idea. Got it.
Awesome.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. You're so welcome.
All right, great. Thank you so much, Jess. That was great fun. All right, Julia. Julia, you're still, yeah,
Here we go.
great.
It's funny because I got a lot of the same things that Jess got, that your cat will continue to watch over you. I think that all of your animals do that. So he will basically join your other animal friends in the happy kitty heaven zone. And yeah, he'll just watch over you. It'll be a different form. You know, you won't be able to like go pet him in snuggles, but he will send you snuggle energy.
I love that.
Thanks.
Just checking. Anything else, Julia? That summarizes everything you got. It's great. Okay, great. Kat, go ahead.
Hi, Anissa. I am really sorry to hear about what you're going through. But the first impression that I got was just that both cats, the one on the other side and the one who's still on this side of the veil, are just trying to send you support, even as you're trying to send them love and support. And so I was drawn to pick 3 cards from the Angel Guide Oracle deck, which is by Kyle Gray. And the first one that I got, I'm going to hold it up to the camera. Okay, well, it's hard for
Let
you
me
to see that.
spotlight you. Hold on a second.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
I
go.
wonder if I should turn this light
Maybe
off.
pull it away a little bit. It's almost just
Okay.
too bright. No, yeah, there's a
Very
little bit
reflective. Okay,
glare.
I'm going to turn this light off and just see if that'll work.
Coming a little closer now. Yeah,
Okay.
tip it.
There. Oh,
Yeah,
and you know what? She
better.
just looks like she's engulfed in golden light. So I'm going to put my light on just so that I can. So this says expect miracles, and that miracle might not be, you know, living infinitely in this body form, but that miracle might be that you're worthy of miracles, right? And just believing that, reminding yourself that I'm worthy of miracles, and this time we have together in this way is so full of love that it is a miracle that we get to touch each other with love. The next one that I pulled for you is ease and grace. And I'm just gonna turn off that light again. So with ease and grace, so what this card is showing me is that from your heart, what I would really like you to do is to slow down and give yourself some space, right? Because when we're rushing and allowing ourselves to become distracted with busyness, or we're just filling that space up, we can become overwhelmed so much easier. And what this card also really pushed to me was that you don't have to prove your skill. People already recognize how much integrity and how much skill you have. So there's no proving to anybody any kind of strength of any kind, right? Just be in your heart and be yourself. And yeah, and this card also it just shows me, you know, we learn as we experience, and we grow, and we can adapt to these experiences, and in that adapting, we're growing so much. And then the third card that I pulled for you is power and intention. And you can see how powerful, and he looks very stern and serious, right? And this card really is, this one came out, it wanted extra attention here spent. So this card really communicates to remind you that you are, that I'd like you to take an opportunity to reconnect with your true authentic self. A lot of times we know who we are, and then we go into the world and we are experiencing the world, and we just don't reconnect and to our heart and to that part of ourselves. So I hope, I'm asking you to please remind yourself that you are this powerful being. You have infinite potential, and this life for you holds just absolute infinite potential. And so this card, I wasn't expecting it, because I was really feeling in another direction when it came out. It just was bolded. Yeah, so I can, since my camera isn't taking really clear shots of the cards, I can take a picture of those 3 and send them your way.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Great, great. Thank you so much. All right, sweet. Practitioners, anyone else have anything they want to share? Optional? Yeah, Lori.
How are we on time?
Oh, we're okay on time. You got time if you want to go.
Well, I don't have much to add in the way of words because I think everyone did a wonderful job, but I'm sure Anissa is deeply curious what cards came up. So I'll just show them really quickly. Okay, so the first one, okay, spotlighted. I don't know how this is gonna work. Oh, that comes out good. Okay, so this was I pulled 3 looking for the right message, but I'm just gonna let you figure out what the right message is. Okay, so practice visualization. Visualize what you need to heal or create in your life. The image needs to fill all 7 chakras. Consciously place that picture into each of them. Animate the images, bring them to life, fill your being, practice and believe in the power of visualization. So that was one. And second, we have observe your attitude. Determine whether you spend most of your energy in a positive or negative frame of mind. Do you have to remind yourself to be positive, or are you naturally that way? Your goal, become mindful of whether you're unconsciously positive or negative. And the last one is probably the most useful, so I saved it for last. Change direction. Knowing that healing sometimes depends on the strength, willingness, and ability to change direction. Many people postpone doing so due to fear or laziness, and then they wonder why they're not happy or healthy. Your goal is to make one solid, effective healing choice by the end of the day that can positively change the direction of your life. So,
Wow.
I think these are great cards, and just Gio, just looking at these 3 cards and knowing what you know of Vanessa, is there any other particular way that you want to pull those together for her?
I just didn't want to spend too much time now and on this panel, given that I talk to Anissa all the time. So I just wanted to share what I pulled.
I just love the cards in particular for her. Did you want to just a little bit? Do you want to say a little bit of what you sense about that?
Not really, not right this second.
Okay. Well,
I wasn't ready for that.
They're totally great cards. Yeah, just doing my job as nudge. And okay.
Okay.
And then Lori may still be in the middle of doing. Did you want to share anything about what you're picking up or sending, or it's totally up to you. You might still be in the middle of it. Star 6.
I was just picking up, your sadness, and I was just trying to heal that, or have your energy, helping you heal yourself. That's what I wanted to. That's what I was doing.
I don't know if you were working a lot in my head, but my head was kind of noticing some stuff in my shoulders.
Yep. And I was also doing your heart too. So
Thank you.
But you're welcome.
Great.
Yeah, thank you everyone for sharing not only about me and then also about Jinxie and, not just this present moment kind of crisis, but overall too. So thank you all so very much.
Great. Thanks so much for your question. And yeah, great answers. Susie and I don't have too much to do. This is great. All right. Well, let's see. So Pauline is next. Pauline.
Hi. Yes, I had a question to ask for Melissa only, because I'm really interested in the Akasha reading, and if that's okay, may I do that?
That's okay if you're willing. Like other people might have things to share, but if you want to just focus with Melissa, that's all right.
Okay. I know that she does the Akasha reading. Does the process you do include a healing with the reading, or is it just the reading?
Yeah, so you can definitely book, let's say, a Reiki healing session and an Akashic Records reading together. A lot of people like to do that. We can do it separate as well. So it's really whatever you prefer. So in terms of just kind of what I'm picking up from you right now, because I know you've had your video on, we've been in communication. right away, how the records come through for me at this point in time for myself is I usually get a symbol, I get a location, and then I also get kind of like a spirit animal or a figure, something of that nature. So what I got for you was I got a mermaid, and I got wind chimes, and I got that I was in a big city in traffic. That's what I got for you. So that was the 3 images that came through for you. And right away, I felt in my head, too much chatter. So much was going on up here, a lot of stuff going on up here. And I just felt like there was a lot of things all over the place. And I just feel like you really need to get grounded. I just feel like the focus is everywhere. That's just what I kept feeling. It was, I'm surrounded by traffic, and then there's these wind chimes making all of this noise, but then you want, it's kind of like, but you're a mermaid. A mermaid can't be in the traffic. So
I live in the city. I live in the city. That's funny that you say that. And it is hard for me
It's
to
just-
ground. I live on the
Yes.
high floor. I live on the 16th floor. And so I have to get down closer to the ground. I'm actually going to move into a basement apartment. So that's closer down to the ground, no?
Yes, yeah. But just
To
getting
more in my
rooted,
heart.
getting
I
rooted,
know.
with Mother Gaia, really grounding. There's too much energy going on up here. That's what I felt, right? I'm still feeling it. And the reason why I got a mermaid is I think that water would probably be very healing for you. That's why she was coming right away, because when I had the mermaid, I felt like this twinkling energy. I felt like sparkling. And I feel like that's what you really want to be doing, but there's too much going on up here. And if you were grounded, whether this be in water, in a bath, in an Epsom salt bath, I know that's very popular. That's something maybe you can do where you're located. I'm not sure, or swimming pool, what have you, but that needs to get taken care of because it was too much. That's just what I felt. I felt congested up here. I felt like you wanted to be more in this floaty, twinkly kind of area. And yeah, the
And wind chimes, I
chimes.
think it's sound. I think wind
Sound-
chimes has something to do with sound
Yeah,
healing.
sound here. I was
Sound
going to
something
say
to do
that.
with that.
Like I
Okay.
use the crystal singing bowls that might work with you, or even because you are in a city, if you can just use kind of like a wind chime by a window, get really creative with it. You don't have to uproot your whole life, right?
Right.
So I think that would be very beneficial for you, these little tweaks. It doesn't have to be a big thing, and it would get you into that flow state, because I really want to see you more grounded for sure. It would help you align what you want to focus on.
Okay. So basically, I was like curious of how you actually do an Akashic reading. So you just did it, but I
did a mini
wondering if there
one, yeah.
was involved in it. I know you do Reiki, but I didn't want Reiki, just Reiki. I wanted to see if there's something I could have to heal in my Akashic records. That's what I'm trying to find out, if you do that, because there are different Akashic record readers out there. And
Yeah,
I'm just
definitely.
curious.
Yeah. So I
Yes,
would definitely
please.
need more time with you to get more involved. Of course, we know that, right? But essentially what happens is I
Right.
usually get those 3 symbols. And when I really get deep down into it, I can give you more messages. I can give you more intuitive sayings, whether it's a feeling, a color, an image, whatever it may be. And what I've noticed is I give people a lot of clarity when I do that, because the messages, I do not interpret the messages because they're for you. Right? What the color red means for me could be totally different for you. So I do not involve the ego, and I do not say, oh, it's red, that must mean your root chakra is messed up. No, it's kind of like what you get out of it. And then from there, that's led people to do certain things. That's led people to be inspired, giving them courage to do maybe something that's been in the back of mind. This is really bringing stuff up that's in the Akasha, because when I go into the Akasha, my intention is always, what message does the client need at this point in time? So it's going to be different. It's going to be different every time I go into the Akasha, right?
Right. Okay. I didn't know you were going to do that. I thought, since you mentioned the chakra in the thing, that I thought I really didn't care about the chakra. I actually had a question specifically about one person who I believe was to be who is my partner, supposed to be my partner for the rest of what am I supposed to do with them. So that's basically, I was going to ask you, but I guess you've already sort of given me what you were supposed to give me.
Yeah.
And I'll have to do a private with you for the other stuff.
Yeah, we can hook up for a private, definitely. But I'm not a channel. You know, I don't know what I'm going to get when I go in there, for myself included. I can go in with an intention, but I don't know what I'm going to get. So I don't overpromise that I'm a channel that I can give you a yes or no answer like that. But what I will give you is what you needed, and how it comes through is how it comes through. I'm just the conduit.
Okay. So even if I had the intention of what I wanted beforehand, that might, had I done that, maybe it would have come through. But I didn't know how this was going to work. So I was waiting to see if I would ask a question of you or not. But since you gave me what they gave you, I guess that's my answer.
Yes.
I need to have
It's what you
private
needed at
one.
it's what you needed at this point in time. You know, sometimes I think, oh, I want to know about my career path, and that's the most important thing that I need to know. But really, I needed to know about working more on self-care. You know, the universe knows better than I do. Right. So, and sometimes,
thank you.
yeah, of course. Yeah, we could definitely.
But that was basically it. Except for like, I just wanted to know about this specific person. So I don't know if that is okay for me to put the question out now that I've gotten what I really needed to know about an Akashic reading, but I didn't want to like shun all the others, but I really wanted to go in there first. So that's why.
Yeah, we can definitely always hook up just to get more information. I'd be more than happy to do that. And then, yeah, no, best of luck to you, Pauline. I really think grounding would kind of help you focus with everything.
Yes, that makes sense. I've been told that many times and I've been trying.
Good, awesome.
Well, and it sounds like fluid and sound might be helpful.
Oh, yes.
They're both flow. Yeah. So Pauline, it's up to you if you want to hear from anyone else. It's totally an optional thing.
Yeah, if anybody else has anything, I didn't want to really say, because like I said, I had to focus. So that's the first time I really focused in a way that I only wanted one person to give me an answer. But no, now I'm open to the rest.
Yeah. So and people have heard what you shared. Do you want them to share in general? Do you want to say something about the other question you had? It's up to you.
If they get anything for me, yeah, sure.
All right. Anyone have anything else they want to share with Pauline? And Melissa, that was great.
Thank you, Melissa.
All right. Susy, you want to go ahead? Yeah, Susy, you don't have to raise your hand. I know we're doing whatever we're doing tonight. Go ahead.
Yeah, but Pauline, what I got when Melissa was talking about water and the mermaid thing, I got a distinctive image that you are a fish out of water, that you're not in the most comfortable place for you. To help with that, she also talked about the sound healing. I have discovered that you can program a wind chime. If you decide to have a wind chime in your space, you can program it so that every time it rings, it has an effect on you. It has some sort of result. So I've got a wind chime that's for health, wealth, and calm or whatever, and it's one of these big ones, but you can program it because that's your intention going into the item. That's what I got for you.
Wow, thank you, Susie. I never heard that before.
Yeah.
That's a really good tip.
You're welcome.
Cool, that's great. All right, I've had a wind chime.
I have a lot of chimes in my house. I just don't let it ring.
I've had one that's been with me for like 30 years. So yeah, I got a new relationship with it. All right, Julia, go ahead.
Okay, I was seeing if I could get information. Hold on. Had to stop my screen reader from yakking at me. Let's start again. About your partner, I think you said that you thought they were supposed to be with you, kind of like a forever type of relationship. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
We met 21 years ago.
Oh,
connected exactly, not anymore. It's a reunion in a way. It's supposed to be. He actually contacted me, wanted to meet up with me finally.
Oh, I see. Okay. I feel that you're supposed to be kind of like really good friends. I think you were lovers in a whole bunch of like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 6 or 7 lifetimes. And so you have this really strong magnetic pull to each other, but I think in this, you're supposed to sort of be like brainstorming, mentor, mentee type sort of like friend partners, if that makes any sense.
Yes, yes, I was willing to end that if I had it ended that way, I was going to think about that one as well. That was a possibility.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
hoping for more, but I would be willing to just do that if that's all it could be. But we're going to discover to see what it is supposed to be. And I do know 4 of the lifetimes already, so I
Oh,
just
okay,
discovered
cool.
them. Thank
Cool.
you, you verified. So there's 2 more. That's good to know. That you pick it up.
Great.
Thank you very much, Julie.
Great, Julia.
Julia or Julie?
You're welcome.
All right, then we've got Gio, Jess, and Kat. Go ahead, Gio.
Oh, I'm already unmuted. Okay, so I'm just going to do one card, and I think it was fairly relevant. So this is, wait, where am I? So this is the card that I pulled. It says act rather than wait. Ah, there we go. Now I can see it. Okay, act rather than wait. And what?
Sorry, I said I've been wanting to act, but I've been patiently waiting.
I know, and because Pauline, I've heard you before at various events, and that's why when I pulled this one, I thought, wow, okay, I need to say this. So this is what it says. Think about something you've been waiting for. Are you waiting for someone to come into your life? That's kind of relevant. Are you waiting for the perfect job or for salary? For all your prayers to be answered without having to do anything to help them along. But what does waiting do to your stress level? Your goal is to recognize that waiting rather than taking action is stressful and unproductive. And so what I get from this one does inspire some Oracle inspired healing, fortunately. So I work with clients, and a lot of times they say, well, I don't know what to do. I don't know what direction to go. I don't know what to do next. And what I tell them is the most important thing is to just change something, do something, make a movement in a direction. And then once you've done that, you can kind of evaluate, am I moving in the right direction? Does this feel good? And then if not, adjust course. But you can always, it stirs things up once you start moving. Once you take an action and make a decision and do something rather than just waiting, it will definitely lead you in the right direction, and it will lead to change, which will be the kind of change that you need just because you're moving. Does that make sense?
Yes, that's exactly why I've been doing these readings and getting healings done. So that, and that's what shifted everything. And that's when he contacted me. I was told that he was gonna, but it was gonna be 3 weeks. And it turned out one day after the reading I had.
Right. So you've been gathering a lot of information. You've been listening and gathering. And so the card says it's time to act. Even if it's tiny steps are fine. Making a phone call, just doing something.
Yep.
So
you
thank
all
you.
gave me really great information, starting from Melissa and Julia and Susy and Gio. Thank you very much. I really
Thank you, Pauline.
It's great. And you got a little bit more if you're willing. We've got Jess and Kat also.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, Jess.
Hi, Pauline. So what came out for me was being overburdened. And so when I asked what would shift that, I've got changing perspective and focusing on your own well-being and wish fulfillment. And so, to kind of piggyback on what everyone else said, doing some of those things that were recommended. So taking action on what you need for your own wellness and well-being. So focus on you and your wish fulfillment.
Yes, thank you. I've been working on my own self-care. So that does help that you verified that. I'm doing everything everybody mentioned. Bathing in water and all that. I've been doing it. So thank you. You guys validate everything I'm doing.
That's great. Thanks, Jess. We've got Kat and then Marian. Go ahead, Kat.
Thank you. Okay, well then my my spread definitely validates what you said you've already been doing in the cards that have been pulled. I'm going to share them anyway because I just think that that you're beautiful and that I wanted to share them with you. So the first one that I got is spiritual growth. And so I'll hold it right there. And so this one talks about the strength of where you are right now. And so what I found reflected on in other readings is that, you know, you've been really focused on your spiritual growth and being focused on your spirit and your relationship with spirit. And that you've been already doing that. And so that has already brought you positivity. And the next one that I got is compassion. And she's just so beautiful. I wanted to share this card with you. And it's telling me, you know, the angels are just wrapping you in light of compassion and supporting you. And so as you choose to let go, they're there, they are there with you, just supporting you and loving you in compassion and giving you as much of the compassionate love as possible so that you can let go of, you know, conflict or needing to prove something. And so they're loving you and wanting you to love you, right? And then the third one I got, which I just thought it made me kind of laugh a little bit. And so this is cut the cords. And then this doesn't necessarily mean an answer of no, let this person go. That's not not necessarily. It means cutting the cord of this attachment. Okay, so it can be very draining. We can create these draining negative cords when we're attached to an outcome, when we see a very specific thing. And so this is why I laughed, because someone was saying that they saw a mentorship relationship, right? Or like shifting the approach to the relationship. And I was laughing because I was like, well, that could be shifting the outcome, like the attachment to the outcome. But this card also comes with a message of the angels are wrapping you in a light of love. So you can lovingly, gently detach from being connected to that outcome, and then allowing things to be as they are, with that focus on your own spiritual growth, right? Like just uniting the cards, focusing on you and your spiritual growth and your relationship with spirit, and showing yourself compassion and receiving the compassionate love from spirit. And then it's there to support you as you cut cords to just hopes for certain endings or certain outcomes. And then we become more opened. And then with that opening comes something that may not have been anticipated, but that is still really beautiful. So much love to you.
Unfortunately, I didn't hear every word because of my thing cut out in and out, but I got the gist of it. Yes. And was there anything wrong with me wanting it all? I want it all. I don't want just one part of it. I want it all. I'm being a little bit more, but I'm going to ask for it all. That's how I
don't blame you one bit. I think sometimes when we let go of the specific list, then suddenly it all starts coming to us. It starts rating blessings, right?
Yeah. So I do know what you're saying, not to have an attachment to a specific outcome. Well, I'll get even better than what I could even imagine, I'm sure. But I knew it. I do need to ground. I need to take care of myself even more and not focus about him and me getting together. It might take time, whatever. I'm looking forward to the journey. So that's basically, I really appreciate your input.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right. And Marian's got something to share too. All right.
Yeah. Do you have access to a tree anywhere? Or is there a park anywhere that you can just go and sit with a tree? That will help you to ground also. And I pulled a card from the Fairy Wisdom Oracle deck that I have. And you can see the fairy. I don't know if you can see this. Let's see if we can get this so you can see it. You see that?
Yeah, we can get that a bit.
There's a fairy, and there's your path, and there you are. And the card says, do not let yourself be pulled off course by others who mirror your own doubt. So you're still dealing with a little doubt about what you're doing and what you're wanting and how it's all going to turn out. So stay the course. Just keep taking one step at a time and follow everybody's guidance that has already spoken to you. And I think you're going to be okay.
I love that. I just been wanting to go to a tree when Arbor Day happened, but I never got out in time to do anything. So that's good. That's like pushing me again. Go back for a tree. Thank you.
The first time I got taken to a park, to learn how to ground, I sat down at the base of a tree and felt my toes grow roots and the base of my spine grow roots right down into the ground. It was pretty awesome.
Right, and my crystals help me ground a little bit. I have to find the ones that'll ground me. Thanks. Thank you very much, everybody. I really appreciate all that feedback. Wow. Thank you, Laureli.
Great. And then so just practitioners, anything else you want to add before we complete? And thank you, Pauline. Thank you so much for supporting us on the training panel. All right, great. Yeah. Oh, whoop. Someone else? Did you want to jump?
Pauline had said she didn't catch everything and just that there's going to be it's available to listen to the replay.
It is, yeah. So Pauline, it's recorded and I now have the high-speed internet and I've started uploading things. So I'll get this one up quickly. If you want to go back and hear again. All right, great. Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone. That was great. We did great. All right. Mike's got a question next. Mike, let's go find you and get you up here. And Mike, if you willing to turn on your video, I can spotlight you. You don't have to do that though.
I do not have video on this computer.
Okay, that's all right. Well, go ahead. You're just not gonna be on screen. That's fine. Go ahead and ask.
That's lucky for some of y'all.
Oh.
Anyway, the question I have is really strange. My brother passed in March, and recently he's coming back and bothering my sister because he's not happy with his daughter. She's going to get married in July, and so he seems to be upset with the upcoming nuptials. Is there some kind of information that we can go one way or the other? Should I don't know. It's just a question. I don't know how to ask the question, or I'm not even sure what kind of answers I'm looking for.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, so it's like, do you not know how to support your sister, or
I don't know. I don't know. That's just it. It's not necessarily supporting her. I want what's highest good for all concerned. And if her nuptials, because he's upset with it apparently, is not for the highest good of all, should I start hoping for that, or should I just leave it alone? I'm not sure. It's all up in the air. I'm really in a quandary.
And practitioners, I have a summary of this in that document too. So if you want to see that again to help you with that, go ahead. All right, great. So we've got Jess with something to share. Go ahead, Jess.
All right, so I got a card that says communicate clearly. And you know, I grabbed a different deck and I shuffled, and it says this card was courage. Divine courage is not the absence of fear, but a nudge that says, keep going, do it, don't worry, all will be well. You have to get quiet enough to hear it. So it says, dear divine, may I feel your courage and your will. So that's the message that came up next. But as I was grabbing this card, what came to mind for me, in my mind, a way to communicate clearly and easily would be a pendulum. Mike, have you ever used a pendulum before?
Yes, I have used pendulums, and I use myself as a pendulum now. But because I am kind of close to this situation, I'm not sure that I can get a clear response or anything that's unbiased.
Right. And so that idea of getting quiet enough, and maybe it isn't you, maybe there's somebody else, or maybe your sister might be able to do it, but it seems to me like that idea of just really getting quiet, getting still, and doing some focused and intentional communication around this, but also sort of not feeding into fear or anxiety or the concern side. So that's what I have. I'm not sure if you're feeling like that's helpful, but that's what came through for me.
And Jess, do you want to, is there, I'm just offering in the not concern, Is there anything that you want to say that's more of like the opposite of not concerned? Do you have any intuitive hit of like what that might be for him?
Good point. Can we circle back on that piece, Lorelei? I would like to take a minute to get calm into focus.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. All right, Julia and then Melissa. Go ahead, Julia.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Mike. I haven't had much practice with mediumship, but I hope this can be helpful. I think he is upset because, oh, now I'm actually, okay. He really wants to communicate things. He's saying like, don't go through with it. Because I think he can see that it won't work out, but I think that, so the whole thing is just upsetting him. But I think, sorry, this is really nerve-wracking. I think that your daughter does, or his daughter does need to go through with it. And I think on some level that he knows that, but he's just upset because he doesn't want to like watch her go through a marriage that at the moment, I mean, hopefully will not happen, but that might not work out. So I don't know if that is helpful or not.
Great. It's great, Julia. Do you want to say anything about what the struggle is that you're experiencing in this? You just seem frustrated about something, or something's hard?
I've just never channeled for a recording, and that makes me nervous.
It's okay. It's great. I want to encourage you that Susy, maybe Susy will share. Yeah, Susy, why don't you just say it out loud? That'll be the easiest way that.
I was getting a lot of the same stuff, Julia. So
okay, cool.
I think you're spot on. And if I may interject, it feels, Mike, that he is upset that, once you cross over, you don't suddenly become enlightened. He's still in body, and he understands that he doesn't, it's irking him that she has to learn this lesson on her own. And whether you tell him to back off or you throw him a bone and have him go someplace else, this is a lesson for him to learn and for her to learn. And he's poking at the sister because you would tell him to piss off. But Julia, you were spot on. I was holding back until you finished. So I'm very happy with your response. Well done. Well done.
Because he wanted to come through and say a whole bunch of stuff. And I was like, is that even appropriate for this panel?
It's great.
It's anything and everything, Julia. It's what's appropriate for you as a practitioner. I've channeled a dead person before, and that was not a good idea. But if you want to bring through the information, sure.
It's great, right, Julia? Part of it is the interpretation of like what it is. So Susy will talk with you about this later. So yeah, you did great in like what part you shared, Julia. That's totally great. All right, we've got Melissa and Kat and Lori. All right, Melissa.
Yeah, in terms of like poking at your sister, like I got an image of like messing forks up in like a kitchen drawer, like me, right? Yeah, like I got that right away, forks. Like he's doing stuff like that to get attention, and he really just wants to be heard. That's why I was so glad the other practitioner said communication, because I think it would just calm things down if his point of view and perspective was just acknowledged, just considered, just listened, just heard. It's going to ease things down, because yes, people are going to make all of their decisions, but if he's at least heard, that's going to ease it. Then he still has, some kind of like Papa Bear protection in there, and he's not defenseless. Then he can at least be like, well, I tried to get your attention, so just acknowledge it. I would really try to just listen in for cues, consider it, discuss it in an open forum with the family if you can, just that this is coming up, and he's still a member of the family. And he's going to continue to create mischief until he's heard. That's what I got.
That's great. That's fun. I love that way of phrasing that. All right, Kat and Lori. Go ahead, Kat.
It's such a great way to phrase everything. I mean, yeah, I was hearing you so deeply. What a position to be in, where you want to just support and show love to your brother, to your sister, to your niece. I feel like you're in the middle and you're being pulled in a lot of directions of wanting to just love each of these different people, right? And so I really like what I was hearing about letting him feel heard and letting him feel useful, because he feels that he has an insight and a responsibility. And also, when I pulled the cards, so I pulled from two different decks here. I pulled from my angel guide again, and I got again, and I shuffled really, really well, and yet I got for you spiritual growth. And what I really felt with this is that this is a time of learning and growing for all of us. So your niece, deciding to, in July, make this commitment or not make this commitment, right? Like, this is her sovereignty. Like, she gets to make that choice, right? And so this, and whether 100 years from now, in hindsight, this was, however this goes, this is an opportunity for her and for her partner to grow and learn and experience. And also for your sister to practice that active listening. I know you're here, I hear you, and I hear your concerns, right? And thank you for coming through. This must have been a big effort for you to come through, and you're such a good family member, right? Like, you're such a good advocate for your family. And an opportunity for all of you to support the niece and to support the sister and to support the brother. The next card that I got, and I love this, is, you can't see it. This is from the Mystical Shaman Oracle Guidebook. This is the owl, and I love this card so much. And so if I think about the owl, and she has such good vision, right? And so she sees with such clarity, and she sees at night. And she can discern the truth, so she can be an ally in this situation, and also a teacher of really watching and listening, and helping y'all to find this light in the darkness, right? And to even enjoy the nighttime in the darkness, and to learn to really love that, but also to notice every detail in order to find the truth. What is that, or maybe not the word truth, but that hidden message, right? Like, what is it? There's something that he's picking up on that he's not happy about. Is it that he wants to be there and be a part of this? Is it that there's something that he's sensing and that he needs others to pick up on? This card also comes with sort of like a don't shoot the messenger feeling for me. So, like, not that he's being bad, he's doing what he can, right? He's, thank you for being this messenger here. But also, I really just think of, like, if you think of a cut of a diamond and how there's all these different faces on it, just like the things that we see in someone else that we don't like or that bother us are often those things that are within us that we're not ready to address, or that we maybe carry some shame with, or that the things that bother us about other people, right, are those things that we are working on or will be working on ourselves. And I wonder, I hope that y'all will just open up your eyes, your hearts, and your ears to really pick up on what are those details, like what is that hidden message that he is so wanting to communicate and to show you. And is it a reflection of something about him that he was hoping maybe his daughter wouldn't have to learn, like maybe something he experienced and so he wants to avoid. He wants to allow his child to not have to have that experience. And maybe that's it. Maybe acknowledging it is the experience. And if that's the case, it's being communicated with a whole lot of love, and it's still okay because it's still her life to choose how to live. So anything and any decisions that are made are, when they're made out of love, they're the right decisions. So thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Kat. All right, we've got Lori, and then Jess has a response to the question I asked earlier. Go ahead, Lori. Remember, it's star
Yeah,
six.
I just wanted to say I felt the same way, that he is trying to have her not go through with this. But like everybody else said, he's got to learn from this situation and this marriage, but she'll come through it. And your family will come through it. That's what I have.
Great, thanks, Lori. All right, Jess, what did you want to add?
Yeah, thanks for giving me a moment. Thanks for that cue, Lorelei, and thanks for giving me a moment to kind of take that in and receive on that question. So Mike, what I got was the first thing was love. So send compassion and caring. And then I pulled from I don't know if you're familiar with Abraham, but from their well-being deck, I got the first one was this card here, and it says, I make many decisions and then I make them right. And then the next one, notice the girl in the white dress. It says, to be this me has been my choice. So this card is about another card about, making choices. And lastly, what comes to mind for me is I just remembered an interview with John Edwards, who of course is a very, very famous medium. And I believe it was John Edwards, and someone asked him if he, thought his mother was one of his guides, and he said, goodness, no. There are spirits that you want giving you guidance and direction. And he's like, my family, I wouldn't want my mother to be one of my guides. And so that's what I have. So thanks very much.
That's great. That's great. And I know I've got a little bit I want to add. Does anyone else have anything else they want to share? Jump in and share more. Or Susie, is there anything else you wanted to say? I just say it seems like, so Mike, part of the lesson here for you is, I never really thought about that souls, after they leave, that they still essentially, their ego is still here for maybe all of them or some of them. And so Mike, it seems like the lesson for you is to discern, and you're evidently capable, right? You're capable of this. You're ready for the lesson. You're here to discern whether your brother is asking for him, or if he really has a message for the other person that they need to hear it. And so, your brother, right? Is your brother coming with this panic that's about him? Or is it really about the other person? And you're needing to discern what that is. So, and you may have the capacity of hearing other people too. And so it's this leaning into discerning what the messages are for. Yeah. And Susie, if you have anything you want to say about that too, I'm all stretching into our own directions. Mike, is there anything you want to share about the answers that you got today?
Well, it was actually very, very good. A lot of you guys were hitting at 100%. My little brother, he's one of those bull in a china closet things. And the fact is that he did have a failed marriage, and that I think he's trying to stop his daughter from having that. But the thing is also, though, that we each have to learn our lessons. There's certain lesson plans, if you will, that we come in with. And so it's great. I do plan on taking this recording and forwarding it to my sister at least, so that she can hear and maybe try to communicate with him some of this stuff about, hey, I hear you. Don't be messing with me so much.
It's great. And that's so have you and your sister both known that you're open to mediumship before?
She doesn't admit it. I am not so much a receiver, if you will. I'm more of an earthwork person. I get guided and go do earthwork and work with the elements and dragons and things, but I don't hear as much as I'm just kind of guided. Okay, go do this. Okay, I'm there. So I'm not a receiver so much, but I think she receives more than what she wants to let on.
Yeah. Well, great. Yeah. So maybe she'll get interested in our panels and she'll find a way in to open to her own gifts even more. Thanks so much for your question. Thanks for supporting us tonight.
Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful evening.
You are welcome. All right, let's see. How do I go about unspotlighting us? Maybe there we go. Remove all spotlights. All right, sweet. Well, great. We've got just a few more minutes, and I know we're going to have all the practitioners share about themselves here at the end. Does anyone have any general questions that we might answer in the last few minutes? Not specific questions about you, but sort of general questions about the way we practice, or any of the modalities that practitioners have shared, anything like that, or just anything about this period of time. Just open, just if anyone had anything. Great. Yeah, you could put something in the chat if you had a general comment question like that. And for those of you that joined us partway, this is an unusual panel tonight. It's a special panel. It's a panel on anything and everything. And it's our first training panel. We have 7 people on the panel tonight, 7 practitioners that are either new practitioners, new to their modality, or new being on the stage and doing this in public. So thank you so much for being here, holding space for us all together, supporting them while they step into this newness of their expression. All right, great. Well, let's go through and just have all the practitioners share about yourselves. So go ahead and do like a version of like the 30-second-ish kind of that we did before. Particularly share your name, your modalities, and particularly share how people can reach out to you on the web, or however, whatever contact info you want them to know. I'll post it in the chat again, but for the people watching the video, they need to hear it. All right, let's see. So I guess I'll call you in order. So we'll do, I'll tell you now, and then we'll go in that order. Melissa, Gio, Lori, Jess, Marian, Julia, and Kat. So go ahead, Melissa.
Yeah, so my name is Melissa. I am a Reiki master, Akashic Records reader, and I also facilitate meditation sessions as well as workshops on various modalities. I work both in person and remote. So if you're in the Chicagoland area, we can meet up in person. And I also have a podcast called Confessions of a New Age Goddess, where we talk about metaphysical topics. And you can find that on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and more. And essentially, yes, if you want to book with me, the easiest thing is really to go on my website, thenewagegoddess.com. You can find me on Instagram, the New Age Goddess _ after each word, and Facebook, New Age Goddess. And yeah, also on my website, you can listen to my podcast. I have blog articles. My whole mission is really to teach, as well as facilitate healing as your guide. So I really try to educate people on what these modalities are, so that they get that empowerment factor as well.
Great. Thanks so much, Melissa. All right, Gio.
I have some background noise. I don't know if you can hear me.
We can hear you. Go ahead. I know you've got birds and they're talking. Go ahead.
Yeah, the birds are barking. Okay, so I am Gio Lundgren. I am an intuitive marriage and family therapist, providing oracle-inspired healing. My email is giolundgren@gmail.com. My phone is 720-808-1055. I've been in practice for 10 years doing therapy, but am moving in the direction of doing more intuitive-based therapy things. And this is my first panel, and I'm very happy to be here. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Gio. I want to mention too, for all of you that are here tonight, I put in the chat the link for entering the drawing for a free 30-minute session with one of the practitioners of your choice, the 7 that are on the panel tonight. Yeah, and we'd love to get your feedback about the event too. All right, let's see. Next, we've got Lori, then Jess, Marian, Julia, and Kat. So go ahead, Lori.
Yeah. I'm Lori, and I'm a Holy Fire Reiki master teacher, and I also help with animals. I do long distance and remote. To get a hold of me, if you wanted to book a session, you can get me at Lori98706 @gmail.com, and my phone number is 315-296-7330. And I've been doing this for about 3 years, and this is my first time on a panel, and it was scary, but it was fun. Thanks.
Thanks so much. That's great. We'll have you all share a little bit before we turn it off about your experiences, and then we'll talk about it after the event too. All right, Jess, and then Marian. Go ahead, Jess.
Hey everyone, just enjoying being here with you all. I've had a lot of experiences over my lifetime. Didn't really have a strong expectation for what might happen, but had my cards handy and it felt good. So I'm offering a free 30-minute session, reading or consult, and I will put my email and my phone number in the chat if you're interested.
And just Jess, it's totally up to you. If you want people that watch the video to be able to reach out to you, share a little of your contact info here, whatever you're comfortable having up on the web.
Sure. So my email is Jess Pelkey, Pelkey @yahoo.com. And if you wanted to text me, 519-274-9090. Please be advised that I am in Canada. So international rates may apply. So maybe you don't want to call, maybe a text if you're gonna go by phone. I've got the international plan though, if that's how you wanted to do a session. So
That's great, Jess. Thank you. All right, Marian, then Julia, then Kat. Go ahead, Marian.
Hi, my name's Marian, and it's my belief that the soul's desire for wholeness is the greatest desire that we have. At least that's on my part. And that quest for wholeness motivates all efforts toward greater well-being and a richer life. And I've been searching and accepting all kinds of different modality trainings over the past 30 plus years, and use whatever shows up from spirit to assist someone in finding their own answers. I don't tell you what the answer is. I just share what comes through. So I can be reached at Chariats, that's CHARIATS, free to be, FREETOBE, ministry @gmail.com. And the special that I have for anybody that wants to get to schedule something with me from tonight's event is $10 or $12 for 15 minutes, and that will be a donation to the MeWe, however Laureli puts that together. So that's support for these panels and her events.
Oops, I got muted myself. Thanks so much, Marian. I appreciate that very much. So go ahead, Julia, and then we'll have Kat afterwards. Julia. Julia, where are you?
Oh, I'm here.
Okay, great.
As Lorelei pointed out, I am Julia. I am an empath. I'm all for clairs, so clair blended. I have a business called Mystic Milieu. There's also a website with the same name. I will spell the last part of it. So it's just www.mystic, MYSTIC, MILIEU.com. And I can also be reached at an email address with the same name, Mystic Milieu, MILIEU @gmail.com. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Julia. And I guess, do you want to say also, I think you have a specialty. You can answer questions on all kinds of things, and you proved that more to yourself even tonight. Did you want to say anything about your specialty?
Oh, I specialize in love and relationships, although I guess I am now officially starting to move into mediumship. That was supposed to be stage 2, and they're telling me that it's time for stage 2. So I am also interested in developing animal communication and medical intuition, although I haven't had any official practice. Thanks.
Great. Thanks so much. All right, Kat.
Thank you. Good evening, I'm Kat, and I offer intuitive heart readings and advisories. I'm excited for everything, and I'm honored to be an author of a chapter in an anthology, which will be available December 3rd, 2021. And the title is Spiritual Awakenings, 8 Hard-Earned Stories of Personal Transformations, Spiritual Awakenings, and Soul Retrievals. If you'd like to get in touch with me, you can email me at friendingphoenix@gmail.com. So it's FRIENDINGPHOENIX@gmail.com. And on July 1st, we'll have our website, friendingphoenix.blogspot.com available. And the phone number is 845-320-2646. And the event special is, if you would like to set up a session, I would ask that you do it by donation to support the Oglala Lakota Elder Unsi Rita Long Visitor Holy Dance, The Path, Grandmother Florida Mayo's organization, and Sacred Fire Foundation. And so you can make a donation and in exchange for a reading, and we can do more information on that if you want to set up an appointment. Thank you so much.
All right, great. Thanks so much, practitioners in training. And then Susy.
I'm Susy Parker Goins, of Blue Lightning Healing. I'm a channel, energy healer, past life explorer, mentor, and guide. I have a podcast called Blue Lightning Healing Meditations. You can find it on Spotify, Transformation Talk Radio, Amazon Music. Shoot, go to my website. I should have those podcasts showing up there. I have been so honored to hold space for these fabulous readers today. I am so excited, and I'm looking forward to everybody having a new chapter here. And thank you all very much for supporting us here.
And I'm Laureli Shimayo. I'm an intuitive eye reader and a body psychology coach. One of my passions is matchmaking. I read your eyes, read your soul, and I look at the eyes and the souls of your exes and your parents, and I help you understand your patterns. I help you change your online dating profile and your photos and teach you how to write to go to deeper conversations quickly, and we screen through eyes to find your soulmates. LaureliShimayo.com. That's LaureliShimayo. And I also run these MeWe fairs, all kinds of different events, panels, training panels, practice circles. You can find out all about what we do at MeWeFairs.com, MEWEFAIRS.com. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here on our training panel tonight. This has been so exciting and super successful, and we're clearly going to do a bunch of these. So you've all been great. This has been lots of fun. And thank you everyone for supporting us, for asking questions and holding space for everyone. Been lovely, lovely, lovely. And people are celebrating you in the chat. Make sure you all know that. And just practitioners, if you, while the recording's on, if there's anything that you want to share in the space about, some of you already shared a little bit about what this is like for you and what you open to and what new confidence you gained, or like just any of that stuff that you want to have here. And it's fine if you don't want to share anything, but I just wanted to make that available if you want that. It's okay that that's not here. It's great. All right, and then everyone feel free. Oh, go ahead, Gio. Go ahead.
I just wanted to thank all of the newbie practitioners that are here on the panel with me, and to just comment that I am impressed to death with many of you. You don't seem like newbies at all. You seem like you have exactly what it takes to be one of our practitioners. And I work with Laureli on registering everybody for all these events. And I just want to encourage all of you to be, real full-fledged practitioners at all of our fairs and panels, because you guys absolutely rocked. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I totally agree. You're all great. And so this is great because this gives everyone a step in so that you have an opportunity, right, to discover that you're ready, right? Discover, for some people, it might be that you want to do more practice, but like it gives you a way to step in, maybe without as much pressure and much stress. And so I'm so glad that we have this. Like this again, like Gio. So what you're saying, like something's there, like take a step and find out as you go. And that's totally what we did here. And this has been great. And Susy, I love being able to do this with you. You've all been lovely. So thanks to everyone else. If you want to unmute and say anything on the way out, it's happy to share the space and hear your voice in the space. And I'll put the link in the chat again for entering the drawing and giving us your feedback. That would be great to hear that. If you have any feedback on testimonials for specific practitioners, I'm sure they'd love to hear that too. Yes, it's great to be able to do this all together and to expand our practitioner community, help people feel more confident and empowered in their gifts and opening to new gifts. That's part of what's so great, practitioners, about doing this together is we all get to expand our gifts. It's great for everyone listening, discovering what comes in, and as you're particularly focused on what you'll share, it's great. Great to do this together. All right, I'll move everyone out to the waiting room in just a moment. So yeah, it was a shorter panel tonight. We're experimenting and seeing. I didn't want to stress any of our practitioners in training by having them like be on as long. It could be a long event in the beginning. So yeah, maybe we'll find out we can do even more. All right, I'll start moving everyone into the waiting room. Thank you so much. So practitioners hang out and we will have a chat with each other here. All right, turn the recording off. So we're at MeWeFairs.com.